Hello guys, my name is David and today we're going to talk about stacks in data structures. So what basically stacks are all about is when assume a pillar which is cut into many sections, and when you want and the sections are taken apart, and when you want to build back the same pillar into its sections again, you put one on top of the other starting from the base. So suppose while building, the pillar goes from 1 to 10, so you add 1 2 3 4 5 like that till 10 on the top. For example, we misplace 6 after 4, so for example we add 4 then 6, then we realize the mistake of not adding 5, then we remove 6 which was added last, then add 5 and then include 6 back again. So this is what happens in a stack. So for understanding how the program works, we actually have it in C++. So what happens here is we declare an array of uh, for example 100 elements, and then we have a variable called top which is initialized to -1 to tell that there is no particular uh, top is equal to -1 tells that initially the stack is empty. So when you include the first element, top is then incremented by 1 to tell the first element becomes 0, because in arrays the first element starts from 0. Then we ask the user to enter the maximum size of his stack, then we store it in the variable called max, and later we have three operations to the stack, the first one being push, second one pop, then display. Then we store the given option in a variable b and use a switch case to perform the particular operation. Coming to the cases, in the first case we have the push operation where we ask the user to enter a number and we store it in a variable called push a. Then then we check if top is equal to max minus 1. So what happens here is max is the total number of variables required by the user to store in the stack. Since the array starts from 0, we decrease it by -1 to check if top is equal to max minus 1. If it is true, then it shows that the stack is full. If it is not, then it comes to the else part where top is incremented by 1, and then it is stored in the then a is the a which is the array size, it is stored in that. Later we have the second case, where the case being pop. The in this pop, if top is equal to -1, saying that the pop is saying that the stack is empty, then it prints the stack is empty. Else the popped element will be the first element which is on top of the stack. Later, after popping it, decrease top is equal to top minus 1. Then the third case being displaying the stack. We display the stack starting from top till it is 0, because we need to print it in the reverse order. So we initialize top is equal to I, then we declare I is greater than or equal to 0, and we decrement I by -1 every time we display an element. Then we ask the user if he wants to perform any of the operations as above again. If he presses 1, it goes back to a go to statement called here, which is on top, which is here, and then the operations continue. Now for checking the output of the program, we run it, and there it comes. Now for the size of the stack, as I told, for example we give 5 and I want to push an element, so I give the input as 1, the number to be pushed is 10, and I want to continue push again, so I want to enter 20, and I enter my third as 30 and my fourth as 40 and my fifth as 50. So now if I have to enter another element, it would be 60, but what happens here is it does not store it in the element. Now for checking that, we display all the elements. Now we run the program, So here it is. Now for entering the size of the stack, suppose we enter it as 5, and then by pressing 1 we push a number 10, and again by pushing 20. Now enter the number we pushed. I pushed 30. Now I continue again to push another element 40. Now I want to display the elements, so I have 10, 20, 30, 40, where 10 being the first element I pushed is at the bottom, and the last element I entered 40 is at the top. Now if I have to pop up the first element, I push 2, where here it is saying the popped element is 40. Now I continue again to display it, so here we have the stack 10, 20 and 30 again. So now for checking if it is full or not, I continue to add elements. Now I enter 40 again, and now I enter 50. Continue, I push. Now if I enter 60, it says the stack is full. So this shows that the stack is full. Since we've seen, that's all for the stack presentation, and I exit this. Thank you.